Well, hello YouTube friends. This is Richard Matthews, also known as messabout1, and I'm located in the northeast corner of Alabama in a little county called Jackson County, in a town called Scottsboro, in the deep south of the United States. And I was pleased with the response I got from the videos that I put up in the last few days. I'd been off of YouTube again for many months, I think 7 months. So I was pleased with the response to my last videos that I put up. Actually, one of them, one about washing the truck and the windshield, cleaning the windshields on the truck, was kind of a practice video. I'm trying to learn some new equipment, and I'd also forgot a whole lot about the equipment I had before since I've been off so long. So I was kind of practicing there. And I think one of them was that I went on in a walk and trying out a new stabilizer that I've just had for a little while on my GoPro camera. But I thought I'd come back on tonight and talk to you and give you a little update on the messabout1 channel, and also on messabout1 itself, since I've been off for so long. But I wanted to thank everybody that kind of checked in and made comments and took part, had suggestions, and took part in just the last few weeks on my channel. And I had to write them down here, because if I didn't, I knew I'd forget somebody, and I'd probably have forgotten somebody by not writing them down. But anyway, the people that contacted me in the last few days or week, made comments and took part in the messabout1 channel. I had an old high school and college buddy named Stephen Pierce. Hello, Stephen. That contacted me after watching some of the videos, and he had some compliments. And Stephen and I go back 50 plus years, so we've known each other a long time. Also had Catherine O'Donnell sent me a message about a comment on one of the videos, and Catherine's over in Ireland, and it always amazes me and pleases me to get responses from of course, the local people. I like that, and people in the U.S., but also enjoy getting responses from people around the world. So hello, Catherine. May have to put my glasses on here. Amanda Morris made some nice comments. So hello, Amanda. Glad you're watching the messabout1 channel. Chad Gross had a suggestion. Chad, I never did. He had a suggestion on me making a video about someplace in Alabama, but I never understood what the name of the place was. So Chad, you might make another comment and put me straight on that. I didn't understand it. And no, old time, some of these people have been on YouTube. In July was 10 years. That means I started in 2006. Here it is, 2016. And some of these names that I read across and mention have been watching the messabout1 channel for those 10 years. And that's just hard to believe that they've stuck around that long, especially since over the last few years, I've kind of come and gone, come and went, I guess you'd say, on my channel, and sometimes be off for 8 months or even a year, but they have kept subscribed and always come back and make comments. So those are loyal viewers. And this YouTube viewer that goes back a long way is Buford T. Justice. Now, I know that may ring a bell. That's his handle here on YouTube. But Buford T. Justice, we talk back and forth some. Another longtime viewer, Lauren Justin, made some comments. He has a channel sort of like mine that you might want to check out. Lauren has been around with us for a long time. Kind of a new viewer named Monty Garland. And Monty, I appreciated hearing from you. Another viewer, L. Marr, had some comments. And I'm kind of reading these off of my pad here, because there's a long list, and I just figured I'd forget some. So here we go. William Marler over in the UK. Now, William has been watching for quite a while, and he comments on some of my videos, and I'll comment on some of his. And I think William is either in advanced education like college or just finished. I think he's still working on his degrees. Susie Whitten has commented several times. Hello, Susie. Let's see, Dave in Oklahoma, and I believe Dave goes back to my early YouTube days, 8, 9, 10 years ago. So good to hear from you, Dave. And Robe, let me get my glasses, see on that one. Robe 2, I believe it is. Robe 3, maybe. And this young man started watching, I guess, from my first week or month on YouTube, and has been watching. He was a kid when he first started watching. I know he's a grown man now, and I think he's even started his own family. So, Rob, good to hear from you. Have one here, Noah's Ark, 1962, and there again, these are viewers that's been with me longer than I can remember, and y'all mean a whole lot to me since you stuck it out with me through all these years. It's really heartwarming to know that you're still around. Another one, High Colorado, he made several comments, and he's been around a long time. Frida's Garden goes back till back when YouTube was not owned by Google. It was still independent from Google. And it was like the Wild West back in those days. There weren't many people on, and everybody was fresh and new and had new ideas, and she goes back a long way. Michael Young made some comments. Michael, good to hear from you. Also, Sue Jones. Another one here, Hubert S. goes back a long way. And that's just a few of the ones that have commented over the last few weeks, and I appreciate so much y'all. I know more than that have watched, and some people say they don't comment because they might be watching on big screen TV and it's hard to comment, and some people just don't comment at all. They watch and enjoy it, but they don't comment. So I don't know how many has been watching, but that's the comments I've had just recently, and that's really heartwarming to know people still want to watch what I do, especially when I neglect my viewers for months at a time and then show back up, and they're glad to come back in and take part on the channel. It's just great. The update on my channel, I looked at my statistics over the last few days, and as I just said, I've been here over 10 years now, and I'm kind of, I have to straighten up in my chair. I'm kind of sitting all sloped over in my old age, I guess. I'll turn 71 next month, matter of fact. This is October. In November, I turned 71 years old. So that means I got on YouTube when I was about 61 years old. I've been here a while. Used up a seventh of my life on YouTube. Anyway, 10 years on YouTube back in July. I looked at my statistics, and over those 10 years, I've uploaded about more than probably, because some have been taken off, but about 350 videos. Some are long, some are short, some are bad, and some people seem to like. But in about 350 videos, most of them are still up. I've taken very few down. I made a mistake one time and deleted some videos that I wish I still had. You old-time viewers, long-time viewers, remember when I did Billy and Bubba, the twin truckers, I think I called it, and I somehow deleted those. I went to delete one video and I got the whole bunch, but I think it was Billy and Bubba, the twin truckers. And my subscribers, and here again, people watch. That's one good thing about YouTube and all this being uploaded and just laying there for people worldwide to watch any video they want. But people, even though I haven't uploaded in 7 months, people have still continually watched my old videos. And out of people liking some of my old videos, I think I've gained about 17 new subscribers in the past month. So the subscriber list is still growing, even though I'm not very active. And I often think how that subscriber list might have grown if I had spent more time on YouTube and not gotten away for months at a time. But que sera, sera. That's how it is, but I often wonder how much it had grown if I had been more active. But when I got home, I had a full-time job, and I had to stay feeding the family and taking care of the family, and only had limited time. So it's not like I could do YouTube full-time at that time. Anyway, the subscriber list is up over, I don't know how many more over, but 1,700 at this time. that's real pleasing. I know some of those people probably never watched my new videos, but still, it's over 10 years. I've had 1,700 people subscribe and are still on the subscribers list. And every once in a while you'll lose a few, and then like I said, I've gained a few over the last few, about the last few weeks I've gained 17. And believe it or not, and this is the hardest part of the statistics for me to believe, that over those 10 years I've had, and this due to a worldwide audience I'm sure, but I've had over 4 million views on my videos. 4 million is a lot of folks that have run across my videos in all those years. So that's been real pleasing. Still is pleasing to go back and look at that and know people still enjoy what I do and watch. So that's the YouTube statistics. Another part of the update is my personal update, and people always wonder. I've had, during those 7 months, had people write me and say, "Are you okay?" and "We're missing you being on YouTube," and "When are you going to make another video?" and things like that. And people are actually, and I know it's real concern when you don't show up on YouTube. And I've been a bad boy and not taking better care of my viewers and people, my subscribers, people that like to watch. Because I know it runs across people's mind that he hasn't made a video in a long time, and I guess they fear the worst sometimes, especially when you get my age. But anyway, over the past 7 months, the ones of you that have watched before will know that my full-time job up until a little while ago was a mechanical engineer working in Huntsville, Alabama. And then I went through months there where I was part-time mechanical engineer working in Huntsville, Alabama, and also working at home. But back about 7 months ago when I made my last video, after that, we finally got to a point with my work where I could not be even a part-time employee where I work. Where I worked as a mechanical engineer. I'm still listed as an employee, but I'm not doing any mechanical engineering work at all now with my company. So that's given me some off time and some freedom to do other things, and I've enjoyed that part. And again, if you've watched before, you know about a year and a half ago, trying to prepare for my retirement from my engineering job and wanting to say working part-time and maybe have some benefits and a little income, I learned to be a school bus driver and got my CDL, my commercial driver's license, and started driving substitute as a school bus driver. That's been about 2 years ago. Then last year I worked full-time, well, 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the afternoon, 5 days a week when school is in session as a local city school bus driver. And I'm doing that again this year since I left my engineering job starting in September when school started back. I daily get up 5 o'clock in the morning and drive 2 loads of children to school, and then go back in the afternoon about 2 and take 2 loads of school kids back home in the afternoon. So that's my part-time job that I still have. And that, 4 hours a day still uses that part of your day. But the good thing is I get off when the school kids get off, and they take quite a bit of vacation around Thanksgiving, around Christmas, and all summer long. And the way it's set up, we get paid 12 months out of the year, even though some of those weeks and maybe a month you're not working. So that's a pretty good little part-time job. And I have some stories to tell, and I may get around one of these days and tell the stories about the kids on the bus. You kind of have to not use any names, but you can use instances to talk about. So I may do that one of these days. Another thing that's happened in the last 7 months, and here again, if you watch me for a long time, you may not remember. About 5 years ago, I had a cancer scare, and as it turned out, I had prostate cancer. It was in its early stages, and it was at the point that I could have robotic surgery and have my prostate removed. And at the time, they told me that I was cancer-free, nothing to worry about. Now that was 5 years ago. But again, back about 6 months ago, in a a physical examination. One of the tests they do is test to see if any of that previous cancer is still in your body, and the tests started showing a low positive, which concerned me, concerned the doctor. Did some more tests, and as it turned out, sure enough, I still had some of those cancer cells in my body. It wasn't, they did some x-rays and CAT scans and things like that, and it wasn't like a big mass of cells, but it was an indication there were some cells somewhere. So at that time, they sent me to an oncologist, which is a radiation cancer treatment doctor, and he recommended that I take a little bit of chemotherapy, hormone therapy, and a pretty extensive series of photon radiation treatments. And the photon radiation treatments were to be every day, 5 days a week, for about 8 weeks, between 7 and 8 weeks. And to do that, I had to drive, where I live in Scottsboro, Alabama, I had to drive 40 miles to Huntsville, Alabama, where the treatment center was, every morning between my bus driving jobs, get my treatment, and drive back every day, 5 days a week for almost 8 weeks. And that occupied a good bit of my summer. You've heard me, if you've watched before, heard me talk about our old houseboat, the River Pearl. And we used it up until 4th of July, and this problem and treatments kind of started after that, so it really limited my late summer. I just finished maybe 3 weeks ago, finished it. The good thing about it, you always hear kind of horror stories of what people go through when they are having cancer treatment. The good thing about it, that my side effects were very, very minor, and no pain at all. Just some problems with sleep and sound, and some problems with the hormones that kind of messed up your system some. But overall, I went through it very easily. Had some fatigue, and still have a little bit of leftover fatigue from all those treatments. Your body has to go back and heal after you have treatments like that. So I had some problems of fatigue, but those are getting better. I've tried to maintain my exercise and my walking, and that's helped some to get to feeling better. But what I don't know, and they won't know for about 3 months till they do another test to see if those cells have been removed by my body, or at least made less prominent. About 3 months from now, I'll have another test, and it'll see if I'm over it, cured, cancer-free, or if I still have a problem that may take a more treatment. So anyway, that's occupied me a good bit during the summer. And I'm not a worrier. You always get concerned when that word is mentioned. Anybody gets concerned, but I haven't worried about it. Still don't worry about it. Just what will be, and we'll see how it turns out in 3 months. But till then, I'm still living life and enjoying it, and I'm enjoying being back on YouTube. I still drive my bus every day. I missed 1 day of bus driving during all those treatments, and that was not involved with my health. It was involved in some business that I had to take care of. So I didn't miss any time at all on my bus driving because of that problem. So that kind of catches you up, and you know, every time I come back on, I say, here's my plans. I'm going to get more back active in YouTube and plan on doing some things like this, and most every time I don't live up to my plans. So I'm not going to tell you my plans right now. I do have some plans, but you'll just have to kind of wait and see what I'm going to do. I do have some more free time now, and I haven't talked a lot about my family, but everything's fine in the family. My children are good. Like anybody, any family, we've had some small health problems and things like that, but no big major things yet. And I consider mine not a major thing yet. We'll see why it turns out. Anyway, I'm using a different camera that I've used. I've got to using the GoPro, and I've got a little Sony here that I used how many years or so back, maybe 2 years back. It's a good little camera. It's a bigger camera than the GoPro. more of a camcorder. And I thought I'd dig it out. It's got a real good zoom on it, and the color's good on it. So I thought I'd dig it out and make this update video for you and see how it turns out. So one thing I have tried and planned to do, I said I wasn't going to tell my plans, but I'm real bad at making those, and you know if you watch me, those long videos, and some people like them and some people don't, but I'm going to try my best to make shorter videos and maybe zoom in on the subject more instead of just generalizing like I have in this update video. Okay, this is Thursday, October 13th, the year 2016. This is messabout1, Richard Matthews. As you can see, sitting out on my back screen porch. The sun is kind of going down over to my left side here. And I'm glad to be back again. And I'll see you all a little later on YouTube. And again, thank you so much for being a messabout1 viewer, subscriber, and online YouTube friend. It means a lot to me. If you have any other friends or relatives or whatever, you might mention the channel to them and see if they'd like to subscribe. It's always more fun to have more input from everybody that watches. So I'll see you later. Good night.